Homelessness is not experienced equally across the nation. It is largely concentrated in the West Coast and in New York. And it got worse in the past year. In January 2023, HUD measured 653,000 homeless. This January in 2024, it bumped up to 770,000. Now, America does provide a lot of temporary shelter. Sheltered homeless is this maroon line, and the majority of the increase came from there. Unfortunately, the number of unsheltered homeless did increase from 256,000 to 274,000. You can see that the inventory of beds increased a lot for emergency shelter. We also saw an increase in permanent support and other permanent housing. Now, this map looks at the change over the past year. The largest increase by far came from the state of New York. Some of this was caused by the temporary increase in migrants that has since subsided. West Coast, the past 12 months, have experienced changes similar to the rest of the country, indicating that their problems stem from long-run structural issues rather than a recent crisis. Hawaii's large growth in homelessness was due to the Maui fire occurring during the January 2024 count period. 7 states experienced a decline in the percent homeless, most prominently Maine, Montana, and Tennessee. Source: so what's causing all this? The number one reason are high market rents. When a city or a county has higher median rents, they are associated with higher homelessness rates. I mean, it's a big complicated world. There are many causes, but this is by far the most prominent one. It's the only thing that can really explain this graph. So there are only 2 solutions to homelessness. Number 1, build more housing, and second, increase Section 8 funding. The first costs the taxpayer nothing, and alone will solve the majority of the problem. Just let the government get out of the way so that the builders and buyers can do what they already want to do. But it won't get us all the way. We need to increase funding for Section 8 and other poverty-related subsidies, more caseworkers, etc. While this is certainly not free, it is a tiny investment into our society. We're talking $32 billion out of a $6.7 trillion budget, or less than 0.5% of the entire federal budget. Or putting it another way, this is 0.1% of the entire economy. As the small government libertarian economist Friedrich Hayek noted, there is no reason why, in a society which has reached the general level of wealth ours has, the first kind of security should not be guaranteed to all without endangering general freedom. That is, some minimum of food, shelter, and clothing sufficient to preserve health. Nor is there any reason why the state should not organize a system of social insurance in providing for those common hazards.